opposite. He's all business. Now the American women in this final rotation. Kendall, Beck.
Remember, she has to overcome a devastating beam routine. Interesting, this is Kendall's first competition of the year.
She has a big tumbling pass planned for her first run. First time she's ever done it, double laid out somersaults. No problem.
There is no veteran on this American team that's been through the wars. They've got to get it from within and from the coaches and cross that threshold where you stop worrying about not making mistakes and start thinking about hitting the darn routine. And maybe that's what's slowly but surely happening to this American team. Still holding the lead here in Knoxville, Tennessee. Jamie Dantzscher leads the United States in the floor exercise. This is the fourth and final rotation. She comes off the beam where she struggled with just over an 8.6. The United States lead was cut to less than 1 after 3 rotations. They're feeling the pressure of Romania and China.
Both Jamie and her coach, Steve Rybecki, said that her greatest challenge is to try to put in competition what she can do in practice.
Here's a big test. Perfect.
You hear the microphones of the American coaches on the sidelines. They liked it.
Come on now. Let's get it. Be in control.
Steve Rybecki, her coach in California.
Go.
Nice tumbling run. Ooh, just managed to stay in bounds.
Just like we've had the name Roethlisberger on the American gymnastics scene for what appears and feels like decades, you'll probably have the Dantzscher name around for a while. She's got a pair of younger twin sisters that are supposed to be great.
Come on, real strong now. Come on.
Now, was that a mistake, Elfie, or the natural finish to the routine?
That's acceptable. It's just a step back. It wasn't like we saw from Maria Alaru from Romania, who stood it up perfectly.
Great job.
Beautiful routine.
You know, what Jamie had was a real variety in tumbling. She ended with a triple twist, but her opening tumbling run is absolutely fantastic. It's a blind landing, double Arabian. Look at the height. As long as I've seen her do this move, she's been very consistent on it.
Now the score for Jamie Dantzscher, a 9.45. Kendall Beck before her got a 9.575. So the United States has really made a very strong move here. And what is shaping up to be the battle in this tri-meet, so to speak, is the battle for second place between Romania and China. China has closed the gap. This is Claudia Presecan. First fall.
Not characteristic of the Romanian gymnast. Typically, this is a strong event for Romania. This is a 9.8 start value for this vault, but big problems on the landing.
Yeah, that was funny. It looked like she barely even struggled on the landing. It looked like she just walked out of it. A lot going on in this vault right here. Laid out Yurchenko with 1.5 twists. And look, she takes a step forward. She should stop and bring it back. And she just kind of keeps walking and addresses the judge. Each time you take a step, that could be a deduction.
And I saw at least 2, so that's a surprisingly high score, isn't it? 9.5?
Yeah, considering that the value, the maximum she can cap at is 9.8. She's going to do the same second vault.
Again.
Same thing.
Actually, a much better vault, and it looked like she was coming in for a better landing as well. But also when you hop, it's not just the steps that cost you the deduction.
But again, what was so pretty here, Tim, as you mentioned in the first vault, was the body lines, the height, complete 1.5 twist, blind landing. Maybe if she just kept the legs straight a little longer, anticipated that landing. Another 10th or 2.
And the score for Claudia Presecan, 9.550 for an average of 9.525. But again, the Americans are keeping ahead of that with their start in this 4th rotation. Now, Ling, look at the consistency of this Chinese gymnast here today in Knoxville, Tennessee.
And this should be a tremendous treat. Saw this young lady do countless routines in Knoxville that if she could just transport herself 2 years down the road to Sydney, Australia, she would be the Olympic champion.
Nothing wrong with these skills. Absolutely nothing. The body form, the technique, it's just incredible.
And it just keeps going. Incredibly difficult elements, one after another.
There's always a gymnast that sort of stands out. Last year, she was a junior with the team, and she really stood out on this event. She does it again.
She's the kind of gymnast that kind of reminds all the older athletes, the people that love the sport so much, why they fell in love with the sport of gymnastics. It's just such a pleasure to watch her.
You know what's so interesting, Tim, is the male coach was saying that you want to be innovative. That's their whole philosophy. That's why they are so great on the uneven bars and the bounce beam. He said if there's no creation, no invention, then there's no meaning, no value to the routine.
But
there's lots of value.
What she does so well is she plays gymnastics. She's out there having fun and doing something remarkable.
The highest score of the day has changed the leaderboard for the first time. China 2/10 ahead of Romania. When we come back, Atler and Maloney go for the American clincher. Here in Knoxville today, we've had all the emotions with Vanessa Atler. Another doink on the uneven bars, a hit on the vault, and a little gift on the beam.
Come on, Ness.
That's her coach, Steve Rybacki, in the 4th rotation floor exercise. The United States trying to win this international team championship. Elfie and Tim, I spoke to Bella Caroli from his ranch today. He said in his mind there is no doubt that we're looking right now at the best gymnast in America. It's only a matter of refining the skills.
You talk to the coaches and they all say the same thing, pure athleticism.
Just a tiny bit out of sync on the ending there.
Little step to the side on the triple twist, just a slight deduction. She had a little bit of a problem with her middle pass. Wasn't quite as crisp as we've seen, but a great opening double layout.
That's good. No, that's okay.
It's like going to a bar mitzvah or a wedding after you're done competing for the U.S. You've got the whole reception line to go through. That's what we've been watching all day. A lot of very solid team
That's the one
spirit.
it could have been, though, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Had the power, bud.